Hi, welcome to Soundings with Sash. How are you all doing this evening? It is International Women's Day. I didn't know if you knew that. If you did, say hello. Hey, JMC, Jason Mayer Coaching. Thanks for joining me tonight. What have we got tonight? Well, we're going to talk about women. So, it's International Women's Day, and I am honored to be a woman. So thanks for joining me. So I don't know about you, but I have quite a few women in my life that were instrumental in raising me and helping to mold and create me. I had many women who have passed the baton, so to speak, and I am honored by their commitment to never giving up. So, what about you? What woman do you know or women did you know in your life that have mentored you and helped you to succeed and get to where you're at today? Or share that wisdom or just love you unconditionally? What women do you know or can you think of that have done that in your life? So, this has been a very reflective day of that for me, International Women's Day, because really it's talking about the equality, over the years of what we've overcome. Just to think that in the 1920s was the first time that a woman in this country could vote is just beyond me. It's only been 100 years. That's not very long now, is it? So we've come a long way, baby, as they would say. That Virginia Slims cigarette commercial. Last week on my Awakenings Within, I had a wonderful two guests, two doctors, woman doctor. They met each other in medical school in the 50s, and she was a pioneer in her field, and I look up to her. She has been kind of a mentor to me. So who do you look up to? Who have you looked up to? Who are the women? When you think of a strong woman, who do you think of? Do you think of that strong woman? I can't remember what show that was, but there was a girl, she, had a sword and shield and she was tough. But, sometimes a strong woman doesn't have to be somebody physically and strength tough. How do you find who is a strong woman to you? What are the attributes of a strong woman? So I have a couple quotes that I'm going to bring up on the screen. And, I think these are great. And I've, of course, coming from a biblical background, think about the Proverbs 31 woman who we're taught about and talked about. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. That's a Proverbs 31 woman. Now, the reason that she has that strength and dignity is because she knows what her foundation is. And when you're a strong woman, you usually know what your values and what your strong foundation is. So most of them come from a pretty strong foundation. Mother Teresa, I look at her as a compassionate but strong woman. She was a strong woman. Why? Because she had that foundation within her. She was doing something, being a servant to serve others, but she could only do it with having that strength and God's strength to help carry her through that, right? So what is your strength? If you're a woman out there, please say hello. If you've joined me, I'd like to chat with you about this because I'd love to know who your mentors or what women that you see that have been strong. Earlier today on Awakenings, we were talking about women, and Anne Frank, who was a child when she went through the most horrific thing in probably the last 100 years, right? And she went through it, and I looked to her. One of the first books that I read that I thought about, wow, what a strong girl. She was a little girl, but she was strong. What are the attributes of that strength? And what have we all overcome? We've overcome some inequality, and I'm going to call it like it is. There is inequality out there with women. I personally do have a thing about Uh, I don't think that we get paid the same rates. I don't think that we're treated the same. And I have seen that in my lifetime. I have seen that in my career paths. I have seen young guys come into a corporate world that I was in and be promoted over me because they were a male. And that I thought was, long past, behind us, but it wasn't. It was still there. So what can we do to overcome that? And I feel like socially we have gotten, there is a different climate to that. I do think our next generation that are under us are trying to do a little bit of a good job in making things equal and equality being center. What do you think? Put in your comments what you think. So that's what I want to talk about tonight, about women. I have had a long succession of women. I come from strong women. I've, had a vision about, a couple 5 grandmothers back, where she lost her husband. She just moved over here from Germany and she lost her husband. He died. And so she had to take care of all the kids and her family. So she had to find ways on how to make an income. And that was in the 1800s. So that, she came from another country speaking another language and had to make her way here in just rural Indiana. How hard was that? She wasn't a farmer. They didn't have farmland. He was a teacher. So when he passed away, she had to find a way to make money. So what she did, she was very smart in it, is she rented out rooms in her home. So there were Italian marble makers coming over to orchestrate, to put marble in a convent and in a monastery over in Indiana. And so she rented out her rooms to the Italian marble workers to make money. So she was very crafty on and sold things and that kind of thing. So I come from some strong women. So it seems like generations back, it seemed that way. So what do you think of a strong woman? What are the attributes that you see of a strong woman? I think she was strong because she had to just, take care of her family. She had to do what she had to do. So, what do you think about some women? I mean, right now, first vice president of the United States is a woman. I think that's great. So, all right. Thank you for sharing something, Jason Mayer. She had to put up with me. Yeah. And I was so rebellious and stubborn. That's nice. Your mom. That's awesome. Inspired you to keep going. That's right. Mothers have a big role in the family. Oh, that's nice. That is so nice. That's a great testament to her. Thank you for sharing that, Jason. I appreciate it. So, my mother, also was a strong woman. She made her way up the career ladder from a file clerk to a VP in a mortgage company. So, I've had some role models that were strong, and I look around us and we are so blessed that we can have a voice in the United States, especially. We do have a voice. We can be successful, but there are other places that's not an option. So, there's still a lot they have a long way to go to make women equal. And I just want to put a spotlight on that today. I'm not going to belabor it, but I have quite a few quotes if you've joined me. And hopefully there's some women that will join me tonight. I will hope. But here's a quote of the day. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Now, Ralph Waldo Emerson said that, but I think of all those women that there was no path before them. They talk about the glass ceiling. And, like I was telling you about, this lady, Grace, that's a physician, Dr. Holmes, and she was one of the first to graduate, to be a physician. And that is such an accomplishment. She paved the way for others, to go behind her and proved that it could be done. So, what examples do you guys know of women that have done that have paved the way? Bob and I were talking on our show earlier on the Awakenings, and Harriet Tubman, she was amazing, and I read her book too. When I was younger, I thought of different people that I looked up to at the time, and it's funny how when you think of a day like this in equality, it's kind of interesting that we're not looking to Hollywood for those role models. We usually think of somebody that's made it through some civil inequality or political, or have survived a horrific war, like Anne Frank. So, who do you look up to besides that? If you don't know of somebody, I actually have looked up to Oprah. I used to follow Oprah a lot. I probably watched her show forever. Lived in Chicago and went to see her show twice, actually. So she is somebody that I look up to, as being is breaking that glass ceiling as well. So I just like to know who your role models are. So anyway, I am drinking coffee at this meeting. Goals just want to have fun, because I thought that was fitting, being about women. So I have some other great quotes about women, and I was hoping that some women would join me on here. So if you're a woman and you're watching, would you please put in the comments any remarks or anything to share? Because I would love for you to, and to chat about this. So I'm going to throw up some quotes here. And if you're watching me on the replay, put #replay. So, beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. That is so true. That is so true. Women have had to battle. Not only have they had to battle in the career field, but we also have to battle what we think of ourselves beauty-wise. We get projected on what beauty looks like. So, oh yes, Cherish. Hi, Cherish. Thank you for joining the movie Hidden Figures. Yes, I love that movie. And that was where we lived in Virginia, not too far at Langley. Those ladies did that. That was a great movie to show what was going on behind the scenes, and that men were taking the credit at that point. And Cherish, I look up to you. To me, she's a role model as well. Woman, business owner, and lawyer. So attorney. So, I mean, you've also accomplished a lot. So I look up to you. So happy International Women's Day. So, it's one of those things, I look up to these women who against all odds, like women have a lot on them, not only, okay, so we need to be smart to get through school, correct? If we want to, make it out there and succeed like anybody else, right? But we have to kind of prove ourselves sometimes, depending on what profession we're going for. Then too, we kind of have to have the beauty piece to it too, right? I mean, that absolutely something that's projected onto us, obviously from, somewhere else. But I think it's interesting that what I just put up there, that it was Coco Chanel that said that the moment you decide to be yourself, and she wanted women to know how beautiful they were. So she was trying to do that for them. So, and I'm going to put another thing up but I can't think of any better representation of beauty than someone who is unafraid to be herself. And that means even without makeup. Just saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but really beauty for a woman starts in here. It has to be starting in here. You have to think of yourself as beauty and beautiful for it to project out, right? So, You can put a bunch of makeup on, you can do your hair, you can do all these things, but if you don't think you're beautiful, that people know that. People can see that through your eyes. They know, they can see into that insecurity, and they can see if you're not confident. So I think confidence is so beautiful. The most beautiful women I know are the ones that have that confidence, that say, I don't care, if I'm not wearing the latest styles. I don't care if I'm a size 2. I don't care, if I don't have the latest, handbag, whatever. What they care about is about who they love, and how they show love, and how they show the grace, and they show that beauty that way. Those are the women that I love. Those are the women that are confident, that I know. And that's what shines outwardly, right? So yes, and yes, thank you, Cherish. Confidence makes you beautiful. And so that is where you will find your beauty. But you can be successful in anything that you put your mind to. And I'm very, very happy in this day and age right now that we are encouraging young women that they can be successful in whatever they put their mind to. I mean, I have to say that has switched. Like, this generation does believe in that. They do believe in equality. They do believe that women can do things just as well. And how do you guys feel about that? How are you encouraging your young, and I know, Cherish, you have a young woman in your household, what is it that you have to say for them to know that? It's funny, your mothers are very, very important in what you think about yourself. Even men, with men, like, if it's what your mom thinks of you is very important. And if you have daughters, we just need to encourage them, telling them that we love them, and telling them they're beautiful, not because of what they look like, but because who they are. Doesn't have anything to do with outward appearance, but just the inside, and that love that we can give, and just that unconditional love that they need, to push them forward. I don't have any daughters, but I have been around a couple things where I got to be kind of a mom, a dance teacher, so to speak. So I saw the importance of that in teaching them and training them in dance, that just to keep trying, just like anyone, right? So, okay. So thank you, Jason, for commenting. They're beautiful without makeup and dress casual, then all the glamour makeup, and don't think that within themselves. Yes. And we all go through that. And yes. I mean, there are days I go, I look horrible, but I don't exactly look, in the inside, I'm not going, oh, I'm just terrible. In the inside, I'm just like, well, I need to slap on a coat of paint here, spruce myself up. But that, I know that is not what equates me. My appearance is not what equates me. So I think the values and in what I can share and what I can leave as a legacy is what I'm made up of. What can I leave? I have a granddaughter now, so I'm so excited because I can't wait to share with her when she gets older, that beauty inside of her, and what I can share to help mentor her, and give her the wisdom that she needs at the time that she needs it. Right. So, and of course, I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm not going to read it to you. You can see it, but yeah, goddess, badass, and you got this. So that is totally what I say. And I have to admit that having a group of girlfriends, to encourage one another and to lift each other up and to help give that strength, it doesn't take any beauty away from you to give that compliment to another woman, to encourage her to get there. Even if she's been a snarky woman to you, you can help that woman, believe it or not. encourage each other. That's what we need, you know? And men, thank you. Thank you for being encouraging to your women. And thank you for the compliments that you give them. That really does help a woman's self-esteem. And I know, when you don't get those, what the detrimental piece that it does to your self-esteem. Hey, Jeff, thanks for joining. So, and Jeff, I know you have a daughter, so, encouraging and dads for their daughters, absolutely they need to hear you love them and that they're beautiful. I mean, that is paramount to helping them to be healthy and in relationship with men. And that's so important to have that masculine, feminine, having a masculine kind of telling the daughter, that they're beautiful is really important. Now I'm just saying, and traditionally and the masculine, feminine. So, and that's a whole nother subject matter. But today is International Women's Day. And I honor you all that have your own businesses or even don't have your own businesses. You are just as successful if you're a stay-at-home mother and you're raising children. And you're just as successful as if you're a volunteer doing, whatever work you're doing. So some people just need to know that they're successful making it through the day. Some of us have rough days. You made it today. You have 100% today, right now, made it. You have survived till right now. So be proud of yourself. So I just wanted to come on here, and I only do a half an hour show because I don't have a guest. And Cherish, I should have thought about it. I should have had you on my show tonight as International Women's Day. So I want to have you on if you would be up for that. So I'd like to know your story, Cherish, on what made you decide to become an attorney. Because that is a challenging world. I come from a male-dominated occupation, professional field. Lots of men in my field. Not as many women. And it's still kind of male dominated. And it's just probably, I don't know if it's the subject matter or, why there aren't more women fire investigators, but, so, oh, there you go. I am missing your comments. There are a lot of people who are beautiful in the outside and that are beautiful. It's who they really are that makes, yes, that's right. That's correct. Yep. Some of the mean girls out there, they're really pretty on the outside, but sometimes they're not so nice on the inside. But then you have to take that one step further. Sometimes they're not very pretty on the inside because of some brokenness and that needs to be healed, and the love that they need to get from someone else, like their mother or father or other people. So I'm the person that wants to take that a step further. When I see a mean girl or somebody that's not got a nice, that kind of is lashing out, I want to go, what's going on with that person? What does that person need? That's just the way I go. So there you go. She's the best. She takes after me. Oh, there you go, Jeff. Yes. And then she's probably very confident. Oh, thanks. Love my hair. Thanks. I appreciate that. So International Women's Day. Reach out to a woman that you think is a great woman that maybe needs your encouragement. You men on here, women on here, maybe somebody just needs to hear, hey, good job. You rock. You're awesome. Everybody needs to hear that, right? Jason, Jeff, you both are awesome. Cherish, you're awesome. And I thank you guys for joining me tonight. But International Women's Day, we are blessed that we're in this season and this generation where women can succeed and do things. I mean, even right now here in this country, we have a woman that is the vice president, and that is pretty amazing. And against any politics, that's still amazing. Okay. So we're not going to go there. So, all right. I'm reaching out to you. Okay. All right, Jeff. So definitely reach out to a woman that you know today and tell them what you think of them. Because, we like to hear it every once in a while. I'm saying that because I'm a woman. So, anyway, she believed she could, so she did. And that's how I feel. And so I hope you all have a beautiful, wonderful evening. Goals just want to have fun, mugs up. And I want to see and hear who you reach out to. Put in the comments who you might reach out to. And thanks, Jeff, you're going to reach out to me. You rock too. You all rock. So have a good evening. And I am going to jump off here already. So happy International Women's Day. If you're watching this on the replay, put #replay. And I honor you all. Good night. Peace out.